Guys, I actually have my hair done for a video. I feel super accomplished. I do. So I'm gonna pop on some lip oil. This is the Marc Jacobs lip oil. I've been using it for quite a while now. I just really love the way it makes my lips feel while I have it on. Do I think it does anything to my lips? I have no idea. Okay guys, so in today's video we are going to be doing our brows, and not just any brows. I'm going to show you how to get microbladed brows at home. I'm super excited. As you guys can see, my brows have come such a long way. I'm going to insert some photos here in a little bit. I'm going to insert some photos of what my brows used to look like, and my brows have come such a long way. I'm so proud of them. I'm more proud of this brow. Like, she is thriving. This brow, she's slagging behind just a little bit. But I wanted to show you how I create microbladed brows at home, and I've been trying to just keep up with my brows. Usually I do get them threaded. But because everything is closed, I've just been trying to maintain them at home. I've actually been okay with this quarantine because it's giving me an opportunity to grow out my brows and not have to worry if I go out and they're a little messy. If I'm doing a makeup look and I take a photo, obviously, like, I'll clean them up. But for the most part, I feel like they're looking pretty nice. So I'm going to show you guys my go-to products recently for brows, and then we're going to go ahead and get into the tutorial. Starting off with like a classic Anastasia Brow Wiz and Brow Definer. I love these so much. I've actually been using the Brow Definer a little bit more when I want more of like a structured brow, a little bit more of a crisper brow, and I'll use the Brow Wiz when I want something a little bit more fluffy and a little bit more subtle. And I love them both. I do use the shade medium brown. I do go between medium brown and soft brown, just depending how I feel, but medium brown is a pretty good shade for my liking. This guy is new, and I have a love-hate relationship with this guy. So this is the Urban Decay Brow Blade. It says it's a waterproof brow pencil, and it also is double-sided. So it has the pencil on the one side and then the brow blade, which is an ink pen, on the other, which I really do love the idea of this, but just the shade range kind of irks me. I have the shade Neutral Nana, and I believe that this is like the second to last darkest shade, and it's just very warm for my liking. Like, it's just very warm. Like, I'm going to swatch it for you. I rarely use the pencil on this side because it is so warm. So that's the pencil. And here's the ink. So as you guys can see, I'll show you guys a swatch comparison to my medium brown. So these two are Anastasia. This one is the Brow Wiz, this one is the Brow Definer, and then these two are the Urban Decay Brow Blade. Like, you guys, like, I can just tell, like, it's just too warm. And I've been using it recently just because I have it and I don't want it to go to waste, and I've been using it. But it's not my preferred shade. I don't have a problem with the formula. I think the formula is great. I have a problem with this shade. And then these two guys I've been obsessed with. These are by Patrick Ta. They are the Patrick Ta Major Brow Shaping Wax. I have both shades, so he came out with a clear and a tinted, and I've been really enjoying these. I'm enjoying the tinted a little bit more. This is actually the reason why I wanted to film this video, because I was trying to see which one I liked more, the clear or the tinted, and when I did the tinted, I was like, that's my brow? Like, it was, like, my brow looked so good. And then this is what the clear looks like. I've seen a few videos just because I wanted to know how he did it and how he, how he did his brows, how he does clients' brows and all that stuff. And he says he does this first and then he fills them in. But for me, I can't personally do that. But I'm going to kind of do that and then not do it at the same time. I'm going to show you guys what I do in just a few minutes. I've been using the clear because I felt like it was working for me. But after perfecting this microbladed brow, I'm going in with the tinted today because it's just so good. And then obviously we have Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. I love this stuff. I use this pretty much everywhere. I use it on my little baby hairs to like comb them back. My brow hairs recently, I feel like they just don't stay still. They don't stay where they're supposed to, and that's why I've been leaning towards the brow wax from Patrick Ta. I know that like soap brows is a thing and everything like that, but this just, I've been loving it. And then these two guys also by Glossier. This is the Brow Flick, and then this is the Boy Brow. I'm going to be using these today, so you guys will see them in action. I really love this shade. Glossier needs to come out with more shades in this kind of in this brow flick because it's literally perfect. It's super close to my medium brown shade from Anastasia, which I'm very happy about. So to use the Patrick Ta brow wax, you need a setting spray or some water. I've just been using setting spray. So I just go ahead and spray it, and I'm going to show you how to do it right now. Okay. All right. We're zoomed in. You're all up in my fotch. And do this thing. So this brow is probably my favorite brow. She is full. She's full down here. She's cute. I'm sorry, by the way, if you hear the rain. It is pouring in New York today. It's pouring here. So, hope you guys don't mind that. Do you guys have a brow where it's like Gucci, Fenty, like Coco, Chanel, like she's expensive? And then you got a brow that kind of resembles like a pizza delivery boy, like, you know, that's how I feel about this guy, but she is catching up to her. Let me tell you something. Like, so my brows are very, very thin. I waxed them and trimmed them and played with them at a very, very, very young age, and I ended up screwing my brows. When I was younger, I had such thick brows, but it's not the case anymore. So I got super impatient one year. I think I was in like the 5th grade, and I took duct tape and I went, and I just, yep, I ruined my brows. So I've been getting them threaded and waxed like at a very young age. So what I like to do is I just like to comb them up, and I do trim the hairs. I like the bushy brow, but I don't like it when your brow hairs are super long, especially on me. I feel like if I had a thicker brow, I would like that better, but because I have such a thin brow, I don't like the way it looks. I don't like the way it looks on me personally, but I love the way it looks on other people. Like when they have such a beautiful, big, bushy brow tail. Oh, I love it so much. So what I like to do is I just like to comb it, make sure I don't have any like pieces that I have to, you know, tweeze. And I like to just comb the brow hairs up every time I do this, just in case like one brow hair is longer than the other. I'll just trim it. So then I go ahead and brush it in the direction where my brow hairs typically grow. So for me, like, it's more towards the side. So for me, on this brow, I have like this dip right here, which is similar to the dip that I have right here. So I'm going to fill that in before I do anything else. So what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to brush these hairs downwards. And we are going to take the Glossier Brow Flick. And I'm just going to go downward with that, just so we can fill up that little gap like that. So for me, like, this already makes such a big difference. And then here we're just gonna go down, down, down. You don't need a super heavy hand with this. You're just gonna go down, and it essentially does what it's gotta do. See? It kind of made the top of my brow a little bit straighter. Got rid of that dip. We're good to go. Okay, so I'm just going to close this up, and we're going to go in with the Tinted Brow Wax by Patrick Ta. So this is what it looks like. She's cute. Packaging, really, really cute. And now you're just going to want to take any kind of eyebrow brush or a brush with a spoolie. So this is an Anastasia one. This is an A12 brush. He did come out with a eyebrow brush on his own, but I just felt like I had so many of them I didn't need to purchase it. So what you want to do is just want to wet your brow wax, and you want to take your brush. I like to bend my spoolie a little bit, and you just want to rub it in. Like, you really want to like coat your brush, so like really spray the product. Okay, I just like to like go around on my hand and just take any excess off, like these chunks that come off. Now what I'm just gonna do is I'm just gonna comb them up like this. Just brush them up in whatever direction. We're just gonna go ahead and brush them up. Like that. Like, you already see a difference because it's tinted. It kind of fills it in. So try, when you're using this product, try not to take the brush with the product and end up combing your skin. because I've done that a few times and I've noticed that it creates this barrier here. And when you're starting to put like your foundation and your concealer on, it creates like, kind of looks like glue, and you're applying product over top of it. I'm going to do the same thing to the other brow. If you don't want to like ruin your brush like this, you can always take a disposable mascara wand and use it as well. When I get to my front of the brow, I really like making the front hairs go out. I don't know why. I've been loving that trend recently. I like making them go up and out. So I'll just take this and I'll just start to like really push them. So if you're unhappy with the direction that you push them up in, all you have to do is just pretty much just slide them down. Like let's say I didn't like it like this, so I would just take my spoolie and go down with it. Just at the tip, not the whole entire brow hair. I feel like you have to run the product through the brow a few different times just so you can get like the desired shape and the desired fullness in the brow. Okay, really happy with the way that looks. So once you do that, he says to take your brush on the opposite side. So you're going to take this side and you're going to start pushing it down. Pushing the brow hairs down. I don't like using a brush, personally. I don't like using a brush. I take my finger and I just push it onto my skin. And now like they start to look laminated. Your brows start to look laminated. But sometimes when you push them up, they make actually your brow hairs are going to be longer because you're laying them down flat. So what I do is I just take the spoolie if I don't like the direction and I lay them down a little bit more. Looking good, looking good. So now we're going to go in with Brow Flick again, or you can go in with your brow blade, whatever you want to do. I'm going in with the Brow Flick, it's just easier for me. And now we're just going to go ahead and just start filling them in. So I take light strokes, we're going to create hair-like strokes all around the brow. Do you see how that already gave my brow such a more full shape? So I'm going to actually take it and go right around here with it. And also anywhere you see in your brows, if you see a gap and you want to fill it in. And then when you get to the front of the brow, really lighten up your pressure and flick up. How good do they look? Sometimes I'll have to like wipe off the brow flick on my hand just because I feel like it ends up picking up that barrier from the Patrick Towel Wax. But do you see how good that brow looks? We're just going to go back in. I try and get them as even as I possibly can. Now we're going to take the Boy Brow by Glossier. This is in the shade Brown. And what I do is I like to take off all the excess product on the spoolie. Just take off all that excess product. And then wherever I feel like I need a little bit more filling in, I just go on top of it. And I'm not like really putting a lot of pressure. I'm just grazing over it because I don't want to move the hair. I'm just trying to add a little bit more shading, I guess you could call it. That's it. So you have laminated microbladed brows at home. They look so good. So to clean up my brow, I typically like going in with my foundation. So whatever foundation I'm going to use that day, I like going in with it just because a concealer can be too light and I don't want that. So like for foundation today, I'm planning on going in with the Fenty Beauty Hydrating. So what I'll do is I'll just take like the tiniest bit on the back of my hand. Take a concealer brush if I can find it. I'm just going to take my Anastasia 18 brush, my concealer brush, and I just put a little bit of foundation on the back of my hand, really warm it up, mix it into the brush. we're going to go ahead and we're going to start pretty much down here. Because sometimes I notice like when you start literally right at your brow, it can be a little wet, and then when you go to blend it out, it blends into your brow, and I don't like that. So we start down here and we work our way up. By all means, if you wanted to go in with a lighter concealer to really lift and like brighten the brow, you can. I mean, I will go in with a highlighter shade, like a highlight shade, but like you can already tell like how just the foundation is cleaning it up. Now I like taking a fluffy brush like this and I like actually pulling up my brow and really like working that product into underneath my brow. And because it's like the foundation color, it blends so seamlessly into the brow, like that. And that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my makeup and we'll be right back. Alright guys, laminated brows, they're on. I'm obsessed. I'm happy with it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you, and I'll see you guys all in my next video. Please don't come for me because in my next video I am wearing the same exact outfit. I had no time to change. I had no time to redo my hair. It wasn't happening. Wasn't happening. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.